Good morning, and as we promised, welcome to Rules Ready 2021 session number 2. Today we're going to talk about dropping a golf ball, when to drop a ball, when not to drop a ball, when it's a place, maybe what is a good drop, and then your relief areas. You've got different size relief areas depending on the situation you're in. You have penalty area, relief area, you have cart paths, so we have several different ones. We're going to try to walk you through those one at a time, but basically today is to make sure that we get that golf ball back in play properly without any problems.
Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is how to properly drop a ball. There are a couple things that have to happen for a ball to be properly dropped. The first thing is you have to drop it at knee height. The second thing is you have to drop the ball and it must land in and stay in the relief area. The third thing is it must, when you drop the ball, it must hit the ground first before hitting the player's club or the player's body. If it hits the body or club before hitting the ground, you must redrop.
Right, and if it actually hits the player or the club after it hits the ground, it's a valid drop. Right. And then if we move and the ball moves, we're just simply going to replace the ball at no penalty.
Yes.
So there are two sizes of relief areas when we're dealing with dropping. There's going to be 1 club length and 2 club length. Right now I'm simulating a 1 club length drop area, and every drop area is always going to have a reference point. The reference point is what we're going to use to distinguish the size and which direction we can drop the ball and where the ball must not go forward of. So in this simulation, I've got a yellow circle here that's serving as our reference point. Again, I'm in a 1 club length drop area, relief area, so I've got 1 club length to the left, I've got 1 to the right, I've got 1 back. So basically my entire drop area is anywhere in this area. So when I drop the ball, and when dropping a ball, I highly recommend, I see a lot of people kind of still struggling with it for a couple of years now. They're trying to go like this. Every time they do this, they want to bend. I recommend just holding it right out in front of you. It's a lot easier to see where the ball is going to drop, and it makes it pretty simple. So that ball must drop in, land in, and stay in this relief area to be a good drop. If I dropped it, to the side here, and it hits my foot, that's not a good drop. That doesn't even count as one of my 2 drops, and I must redrop. So you make 1 drop, the ball lands in and rolls out. That's a good drop, but the ball must be redropped. So that's our first drop. If I drop it again and it lands in and rolls out, then I will place it right where the ball landed on my second drop, and that ball is in play.
Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through the relief area for lateral penalty area relief. So for this type of relief, you get 2 club lengths and not 1. So let's say that this yellow dot right here is the point where the ball last crossed the penalty area. To the right of me, let's just picture water over here. So the ball last crossed here, so from this point, we get 2 club lengths back, and we also get 2 club lengths over to the left. So the ball must drop and stay in this relief area. There's only 2 times where you do get 2 club lengths. It is for penalty area, lateral penalty area relief, and also lateral relief for an unplayable ball. Now I'm going to walk you through the lateral relief for an unplayable ball. So as you can tell, let's picture this as a tree, and the ball is right here next to it, and we have no shot. So for this option, we can take 2 club lengths out to the left, we can choose to go 2 club lengths out to the right, or we can take 2 club lengths straight back, and that's directly right from where the ball is where your club length, your reference point starts.
Okay, now we're ready for a little chalk talk. We're going to try to walk you through each of these situations real quick. But first of all these situations that we're going to talk about right now are 1 club length relief areas. We're going to go back on the line relief in a penalty area. So if I have a ball that I've hit and it splashes right here, then I'm going to use this point, and my back of the line is going to be somewhere on this line. So I can pick a reference point anywhere as far back as I'd like to go. So say I pick this as my reference point, I would mark that reference point, and I've got 1 club length in each direction and back. So I'm going to have this club length, 1 club length area to drop the ball. There is an exception on back on the line. Anytime you drop the ball on back on the line, if it does go forward of your reference point, they have come out with a clarification that says if the player wants to keep that ball in play, they can, because it's still behind the original spot. That's the only time a ball can be outside the reference area or the relief area and be in play. If the player does not want to play that ball, they can still pick that ball up and redrop it here. Okay, so now we've got back on the line relief in a bunker. So now I'm going to move this. I've got a ball in the bunker. It's buried up against the lip. And I can take it back on the line and keep it in the bunker for one penalty shot. And I say this is my reference point. And I've got one club length and I can drop it in here. New rules of golf that allows you to take it out of the bunker for an additional shot. So I've got an unplayable ball in the lip. I'm a terrible bunker player. No, it might take me 2 or 3 to get out. So instead of wasting my time and effort, I'm going to get one penalty shot for moving it, and I'm going to get an additional penalty shot for taking it out of the bunker. I must use the back on the line. So in this case, I can go back as far as I want. I can drop the ball within one club length of the back of the line, drop it, and I'd be adding 2 shots in that case. Now let's go to back on the line relief area for an unplayable ball. So my ball is behind this tree. So I'm going here, my ball's right here. Again, my back of the line is going to be on this line, and I can drop it back as far as I want, one club length in either direction, and we drop it in that area. So these are all one club length relief areas. Okay, so another relief area situation where it's one club length is when you have stroke and distance relief. So say I am in the middle of the fairway, I'm playing from here, I hit a shot and it goes over the green, this is out of bounds, so I went out of bounds here. So when I go back, I'm going to have to go back to where I hit from. Actually, my reference point now is the place I just played from. So you try to find your divot if you made a divot. If not, you're going to estimate where that spot is. Then you're going to get one club length in either direction, and you're going to drop the ball in this area. Had I played that shot from the teeing area, I would go back to the tee, and I can use any place on that tee I want. I do not have to go within one club length from where I teed it up. I actually have the entire teeing area to hit it from. Now we're going to jump into abnormal course conditions and relief situations for that. So I hit a ball off the tee to the right, and it lands and goes on this cart path. So on a cart path, we're going to find our nearest point of complete relief, which in this place is going to be nearest, is probably going to be here. We can't get close to the hole, so we're probably going to have to kind of come back on this angle, maybe even back down here. We're going to simulate the shot we want to hit, so we find our nearest point where this is not going to intervene with our stance, our intended play, area of play, and we got one club length. We're going to drop the ball. We have this little pie-shaped area to drop the ball and play without penalty. So that's one club length relief area. The second one is ground under repair. So say, for instance, this is marked as GUR. I've hit a really bad tee shot, and it lands over here in the ground under repair. I can play the ball if I want. If I do not want to, I'm going to find my nearest point of complete relief again, no near the hole. So in this situation, it looks like my reference point is going to be there. I've got one club put in. In this situation, I'm going to have a little bit bigger area. I got one club length back and out. So I got this area right here to drop it in. Embedded ball relief, it's a little different. So let's just walk through that real quick. An embedded ball, say my ball is embedded in the middle of the fairway right here. That ball is embedded. So if the ball is embedded, I am going to get relief with no penalty. My reference point is the spot right behind the ball. So directly behind the ball is my reference point. I'm going to go one club length that way, one club length this way, one club length back, and this becomes my relief area. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to talk about temporary water. So we've got a soggy day out there, it's raining, we've got a big puddle right here, and my ball is in the puddle. Very similar to ground under repair. We're going to find the nearest point of complete relief, no near the hole. In this case, it looks like it's going to be here. I'm going to get one club length out, back, and in this area, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to go forward. Again, all these conditions with abnormal course conditions, there's no penalty. It's free relief, one club length.
Okay, so to wrap things up today, I'm going to cover when you drop the ball versus when you place the ball. So we're going to drop the ball in any free relief or penalty relief situation. For placing the ball, if the ball had a prior spot, then the ball is placed. So for instance, if we're searching for a ball in the deep rough and someone kicks it, we're going to pick that ball up and we're going to place it back on its original spot with no penalty. Let's say I'm getting ready to, I'm making a practice swing and my club accidentally, nicks my ball and it moves an inch. Well, I'm going to move that back, pick it up and place it back, and then that will be a one-shot penalty. But anytime that the ball already had a prior position or a spot, we're going to get it back by placing and not dropping.
That's right. That's right. So, like I said, we're wrapping things up today. Come back next time for unplayable ball relief situations, all the options you have. There's several. We're going to kind of dig into that. And before we wrap up today, the Pacers are at home tonight.
Yep.
They play the Warriors. I think they're actually 2-point favorites.
Wow.
So you pick a win.
Yeah, big Pacers fan,
Big
so
Pacer
we
fan.
both are. So let's go Pacers.
Will you watch it tonight?
I will.
Okay. And
Yeah.
leading score?
I think Sabonis will play well tonight.
How many points?
25.
25. I'm going to go with Malcolm Brogdon with 22.
Okay.
So, all right, go Pacers.
Go Pacers.
All right, come
See you
back.
next week.